Welcome to our Day 3 vlog series on Enchanted Princess. In this episode, find out what happens when you miss a port due to bad weather. The Commodore takes us on an unexpected adventure. Find out if our dining issues continue, and do we get lucky in the casino?
Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Dom.
And we are Tom and Dom Travel.
Welcome to Day 3 of our Enchanted Princess Norway and Iceland cruise, and our first port of call in Norway. Hi and welcome to Day 3 of our Norway and Iceland tour. If you've missed any of the other videos in our Enchanted series, make sure you click the link on screen now.
So, are we in our first port of call? That is the question, and the answer is no.
The weather was too bad. Well, the weather wasn't too bad.
The weather wasn't bad at all.
If we'd gone into Haugesund, the first port of call in Norway, apologies for my pronunciation, we wouldn't have been able to leave this evening at 4 o'clock when we were due to leave.
Yes.
The captain made the decision.
Now this is where we were woken up in the morning, weren't we, with the captain doing an announcement.
Into all cabins, all staterooms.
Yeah.
So, you couldn't have missed this announcement, and it was bang on the dot, 8 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
We were still asleep.
Yeah.
And we were woken up by it. As was everybody else.
That we would not be docking today.
No.
That they'd spoken to Princess Weather Control in
Miami,
who knew the weather was going to be bad in Norway at 4 o'clock today, and said you're better off not heading into port. So we didn't. So a little bit disappointing, because obviously neither myself or Tom have ever been to Norway, and we were really looking forward to it. Yeah.
I know a lot of people may have sort of suggested and said that the port that we were supposed to dock in wasn't perhaps the most exciting port in Norway, but nonetheless we were looking forward to just having a walk around Norway. So after the announcement and the little bit of disappointment that we weren't able to dock in our first port of call, we didn't rush to sort of get ourselves ready and our bed. What we did do was sit on the balcony and watch the beautiful views, because...
Yes, so what the captain had announced is that instead we were going to be sailing the fjord.
So we're making our way up to Furebergfossen Waterfall.
Yes.
So it's been a beautiful journey up there.
Absolutely stunning. We're our first proper view of a fjord, and we sailed right down into the fjord, and actually it was quite tight in some places, wasn't it? We didn't want to miss the spectacular views of the waterfall, so we headed straight to breakfast.
This morning we went to the World Fresh Marketplace buffet, and it's a proper little tongue twister, that is, so we'll refer to it as the buffet because that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So we went up to the buffet and just had a few bits for breakfast. I had some muffins and some beans, some fried eggs and a bit of scrambled egg. I'm a little bit dubious about having scrambled egg from buffets because they tend to be quite wet, but this was absolutely beautiful. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had some American style pancakes with syrup and it was lovely.
After a quick breakfast in the buffet, we went down to the International Cafe and just picked us up some hot chocolates because we wanted to sit on the balcony and take in the views of this beautiful fjord and the waterfall that was fast approaching.
Yes, yeah, the views were just getting better and better, to be honest with you. So all in all, missing the port, but hasn't turned out too bad at all, because I think we actually had a bit of a treat.
Yeah.
Now this waterfall was spectacular, really, wasn't it?
Really spectacular. They say that the perfect time to view this Furebergfossen waterfall is during the months of June and July, because all of the ice is melting and making its way back down, and it was spectacular.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it.
So
the ship went, I've never known a ship go so we basically had stopped in the middle of the fjord It was absolutely silent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a fantastic atmosphere.
All you could hear was the rain hitting the water. It was
yeah.
really, really eerie because, you know, when you're on a cruise ship, you constantly hear the sound of sort of engines while you're at sea.
And we were lucky because the waterfall was on the side of our balcony, and the captain kept it that side for about 10-15 minutes really, didn't we, looking at this waterfall. And then he began to turn the ship slowly whilst playing the love horn.
Oh, that was a spectacular.
Yes, the mountains surrounding us seemed to sing the tune of the love bell back towards us. It was fantastic, wasn't it?
Never experienced anything like that.
So yeah, the ship had turned around and then we headed back down the fjord the same way we came.
Okay, yeah, so we're on our way to Flam then, weren't we?
Yes, so but it'd take us a good few hours now to get down the fjord, back out onto open water and head towards Flam.
And our next fjord.
Next fjord, fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
After spending around an hour watching the views of the fjord and the waterfall, we then headed to lunch.
Yeah, we wanted to get there a little bit early today because obviously the whole cruise schedule for the day has had to change because we're no longer docked at port, so the main dining room closes on port days. You know, all the entertainments and activities are very sort of I wouldn't say sparse, but they're not as plentiful on sea days as they are on. They're not as sort of plentiful on port days as they are on sea days.
Yes.
So the whole schedule had to change, and the main dining room had to open for lunch.
Yes. Now, one thing quickly to say is that we were issued a brand new Princess Patter by our cabin steward.
An updated one.
So, to be fair to the crew on board, they threw it all together very quickly, and there's a lot of activities on that patter.
They have worked very, very hard.
Yeah, plenty to do.
So we wanted to go to lunch, and because of the disaster that was our lunch experience yesterday, we wanted to sort of make sure that we got to experience a lunch in the main dining room.
Yeah.
So we got there about 12:30, and we walked straight in. Straight to the table.
Completely different experience today. Not a problem at all. Sat down within seconds, weren't we?
Absolutely fantastic service. We were in there for about an hour and a half in total.
Yes.
Because they were busy.
They were busy, definitely busy, but not to the extent that we've seen the last few days.
No. So really positive improvement. So we're both really, really pleased because the food is good.
Food has been brilliant.
It's just hopefully teething problems that will
hopefully they're over,
disperse as we progress.
I had to eat then. I ordered myself a salad.
It's been very healthy and good.
Yeah, it was.
And I had some more duck liver pate on a bit of toast. It's lovely.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
Because I do love pate.
Yeah. Just to say that we did also order ourselves a glass of wine each. Then for main, I had steak. Now this was meant to be a minute steak, and actually the size of this steak was huge. Really thick piece of steak. I wasn't expecting that out of a lunchtime. It was fantastic, very tasty. Came with fries.
And for my main, I had the egg fried Monte Cristo sandwich, which essentially was a toasted sandwich or egg fried sandwich with turkey, ham and cheese. Very tasty. I had a few fries, some coleslaw and some spicy tomato sauce, which was too spicy for me.
Yeah.
But all in all, very, very good lunch.
And then for dessert, I had apple cobbler with vanilla ice cream. Lovely, again, really nice.
And for my dessert, I had the amaretto cake with almond custard, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, not what you thought custard was going to come like, though, was it? So, but it was still very nice.
Oh, I'd eat it again.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so and that was lunch done.
We then, with our bellies full, decided to take a little walk out onto the Promenade area on deck 7, just to have a look at the amazing views of this fjord, and also to see whether or not they'd actually allowed passenger access along the promenade.
Yeah, and they still haven't, so it's still closed, that promenade, so you're only allowed to the back of the ship
and the midship alfresco dining area.
Yes, so it's very limited really, and there's definitely no way you can walk any of the prom. It's not a wraparound prom anyway on Enchanted, but you basically can't walk very far at all now.
No. We sat out there at the aft of the ship because they've got some lounges there, and even though it was raining, it's a little bit grey, it's a little bit grizzly, it's a little bit cold. Yeah. We still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a nice sheltered spot, wasn't it?
Sat out there for about 45 minutes on just watching the world go by. It was beautiful.
And I think if there's a place to watch the world go by, the views we've had in the fjords have been spectacular.
Beautiful. Fortunately, myself and Tom have got insurance that covers us for missed ports. We've never had to claim because we've been fortunate enough never to have missed a port.
Never.
So we wanted to make sure that everything was sort of legit and we could sort of claim through our insurance. So we went down to guest services.
Yeah, huge queue.
Massive
Not
queue.
Surprising, because I'm sure everybody's doing a very similar thing,
Yeah.
wanting to make rearrangements because of the missed port. So we did another option.
Yeah, I actually used the crew chat feature on the Medallion app, and I've got to say, absolutely fantastic. So this queue at guest services, reception, was huge. We just walked around some of the shops at Princess, and while Tom was browsing, I was just sending messages to and from a customer service representative.
Yes.
And they said that I would have the letter to confirm that we missed the port due to bad weather in our stateroom by this evening. So absolutely amazing service.
Yeah, well, let's wait and see. We'll let you know if the letter turns up, but the crew chat itself seemed to work well.
Fingers crossed.
So that's it. After we did that, we did walk through the piazza back and did spot a bit of exercising, and we also saw cruise director Aaron in Princess Live doing a game show. Yeah. So like we said, they threw stuff together, really, threw activities together for us.
To keep us entertained, and they were all
very well attended. So we're back. After a little rest in the cabin, it was time for dinner.
As usual, our reservation was at 7 p.m, and for the last couple of evenings we've had a little bit of difficulty in terms of queuing and just having to wait for dinner. This evening was much better than it had been.
Yeah.
We arrived for a reservation at 7 o'clock, and we must have waited around about 15 minutes.
So, and I think we were lucky again because there were only two of us. They seemed to be shouting through tables of two faster because it's so many big groups, like we mentioned before.
2 queues, one for no reservations, another 4 reservations, and obviously if you've got a reservation you do get seated quicker. So that's what we noticed last night. They escorted us in, sat us down a lovely little table towards the back of the restaurant, which was absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
And dinner must have taken about an hour and a half in total, which, considering the last few days, has been really quick.
Yeah, that's been fine. An hour and a half was okay. It wasn't a major problem as it has been in the last few nights. So first up, I ordered 2 glasses of wine for us. So we once again had the Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir with a dinner.
The bread basket arrived instantly tonight, so big improvement on the night before. Then for starters, I ordered the roasted pineapple.
And I had the vegetable and beef hot pot, which was a bit like a soup that came with a miniature Cornish pasty, which was quite strange, but it was absolutely delicious.
Yeah, unusual. But mine was unusual as well. Mine was mine could have been easily served as a dessert, as well as a start, because it was basically a pineapple ring with some coconut sprinkled on it.
delicious.
It was nice, but it could have been either way.
True.
Then for mine, I had the beef bourguignon. Absolutely wonderful. Really tender pieces of beef served with tagliatelle pasta.
Yeah, really, really strange, because normally it'll come with rice most places, doesn't it? Beef bourguignon.
Well, yeah, I think so. Like the UK
Dunno.
probably would serve it with rice, but pasta was just as nice, so it's good.
I opted for the pork rib, and it was pretty much a pork chop, but it was cooked perfectly. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Very, very tasty.
So even though I had pineapple to start, for dessert I went for the New York cheesecake. Again, fantastic. Exactly what you'd expect. Beautiful dessert.
And I went for the apple strudel, and it came with a bit of custard and a scoop of vanilla ice cream, but it was delicious. And on the menu as well, there was an option to have some gelato or some sorbet, and I saw that they did pineapple sorbet, so I had to try some of that, and it was beautifully refreshing. It was lovely.
Yeah, you enjoyed that, didn't you? I tried a bit of that as well. It was nice. Okay, so straight after dinner, we then headed to wonder where. Good Spirits.
Good Spirits, and we ordered a couple of gin and tonics because we wanted to have a look through the menu and sort of decide which ones we were going to try next.
Yes. So after our gin and tonics, we went for, I had the Barbados cocktail and you had the Mykonos cocktail
from Good Spirits. And my Mykonos cocktail had a lot of ouzo in it. A lot. It was very, very nice. If you like licorice, if you like ouzo,
that's not for me. That's
nice.
not for me. So, but my Barbados was very refreshing, very tropical, lovely.
Sue and John, who we've met on previous nights, then came and joined us for a quick cocktail.
Yes.
And we sat there and enjoyed the cocktails, and had a really good chat and a good laugh, really.
Yes.
After Good Spirits, then we made our way into the Princess Theatre for this evening's performance, and what a performance it was. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we had an Adele tribute act, and to be honest, she started off with the first song and the lyrics, she forgot the lyrics basically, and I think she was a bit devastated about that because it didn't go off to the best start. However, from then on, it just went up and up and up, and it was absolutely spectacular. I think by the end, she had the whole room was with her, really singing along to Adele's song. So fantastic.
She was absolutely amazing performer, and she's going to be on in a couple of nights' time as well. So we'll be looking forward to that. Not as Adele, but as herself. She's a really powerful vocalist. Yep. After the amazing Becky Porter as Adele, we made our way down to Princess Live.
We did.
And this evening the game show was theme tunes.
Yeah, a quiz where we had to guess the theme tunes of well-known TV shows.
Well-known UK TV
majority
shows.
UK. There was a couple of American ones chucked in there, but majority were UK. We were sat next to a Canadian couple who probably looked like they needed a bit of help since the first song they played was Countdown and they hadn't got a clue what Countdown was.
No.
So instead of playing separately, we decided to team up, and it was a good quiz. Well, it worked out good for us anyway. So, do you want to reveal the results of the quiz?
Yeah, so we did so well with our Canadian teammates that we actually won. And we won some ship champagne.
Yes, we'll say ship with a P, champagne.
Ship champagne. So yeah, really good result, and we did have really, really good fun and a really nice conversation and chat after the quiz had finished.
Fab. So we left Princess Live then on a high, and we were just walking back through the ship, and we decided that it was time to do spend a bit of dollars. So we thought $10 each, our usual limit. Off to the casino.
And it was pretty good fun.
Yeah.
I spent my $10, and we were on a little bit of a winning streak, and then somehow my $10 just evaporated.
Yeah, so you went from 10, and then you were up, and then you were back to nil.
Time to nil.
Then I had to go and spent my $10, but I spent $9.50, and on my last press managed to get a win.
So after our little excitement in the casino, we were on our way to bed, actually.
Yeah, we were just we popped to International Cafe, didn't we, to get ourselves, we were going to International Cafe to get ourselves a drink and something to eat to head to bed. Fortunately, we spotted
Sue and John at the
Sue
bar.
and John at the bar again, and that led to another couple of gin and tonics each, didn't it? So
It was quite a late night last night.
it was a late night, even though we're in port tomorrow.
After, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, we then decided to go to International Cafe to get our snacks and our bottle of water and a coffee.
That we should have had earlier.
And we definitely should have had earlier. And make our way to bed because the port
Tomorrow's port is Flam.
so we're really looking forward to it, because obviously today has been a bit of a, well, not a disaster, because it has been a beautiful day just sailing up the fjord.
Yeah.
But were looking forward to getting off and getting on to land. So tomorrow, Flam, really looking forward to it. Thanks for watching our day 3 video on the beautiful Enchanted Princess in Norway and Iceland. If you've got any comments or any questions, just pop them in the box below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check us out on social media.